Billie Eilish spoke out against the mink fur trend, and some people are calling her a hypocrite. Before I get into the story, I just want to put out a disclaimer. Please do not send any hate to Billie Eilish or anyone else involved in this story. This video is simply meant to report on the news and give some insight on the situation. On October 11th, a man quote-tweeted a video of a mink and said, "That's what y'all be making coats out of? Y'all mother evil as LOL." The video shows a mink in its natural habitat. The man's tweet has over 177,000 likes, and the video of the mink went viral, having been viewed over 5.4 million times. A few days later, on October 14th, Billie Eilish spoke out about mink fur in an Instagram story. She said, "Just so you know, this is a mink. You getting mink lashes and mink slippers disgust me, LOL. Where your heart at?" Many people supported Billie. Good on her. I hope this inspires people to make more conscious decisions. I don't really know Billie Eilish as an artist, but I fully support her message about mink being used, or any animal in the beauty community. Some people were annoyed with Billie. Girl, go donate your money to help the cause then. Calm down, Billie. Not everyone can afford to go meatless in their lives. Others called Billie a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. You wear Fendi and Gucci, etc. All use fur and reptile skins. But I suppose you're okay with that because it shows your wealth off. You make cool music and I love it, but you're a teenage cliche. Shame you can't be more original. Billie Eilish calling out people wearing mink lashes and slippers, but liking Rosalia's pics wearing fur coats. Girl. Gucci is currently fur-free, but still continues to sell leather goods. Fendi, on the other hand, still uses real fur. However, many people suspect they will go fur-free in the future because in their 2018 Paris Couture show, Fendi confirmed that 80% of their collection was fur-free. One eyelash technician spoke out about Billie's comment on mink lashes. Lash tech here, most mink lashes out there are synthetic. I don't know anyone in the business who uses real mink. I wouldn't even know where to get them, and none of the suppliers I've ever used supply them. Let's not give the business a bad name when all of the lashes are faux mink, faux sable, and other materials that are cruelty-free. Another person clarified that lash companies have to disclose material information. They legally have to disclose what materials the lashes are made of, synthetic or not. They can't claim they are real mink lashes and be using synthetic materials. Numerous lash companies that use the word mink really are using real mink fur unless they say faux mink. However, some states don't have regulations on eyelash extensions, and some countries, like Canada, don't have regulations nationwide. This means some states and provinces have no legal requirement to disclose the authenticity of lashes and face no legal consequences for unethical practice. And that seems to be the end of the story. So, what's the big issue? The unethical practice of mink fur in the beauty and fashion industry, and Billie not being consistent with her values for animals. Mink fur in the fashion and beauty industry is an issue to Billie Eilish and many others because of the unethical practices at mink farms. To give you some background, mink fur clothing is popular because the hairs are considered stylish, soft, warm, and durable. In the beauty industry, mink eyelashes and brow extensions are desired for a natural look and weightless feel on the lids and brows. This demand for mink fur has created a large business for mink farmers. According to Truth About Fur, there are 275 mink farms in the United States and 210 mink farms in Canada, but the process of collecting mink fur isn't ethical. Minks are often raised in small cages and put down with gas when their fur is ready to be harvested. A mink farm in Nova Scotia gave an in-depth look at their harvesting process, further proving the unethical practice.
This is our harvest box for euthanizing the mink in. And so we use carbon monoxide gas, which is a very poisonous gas. We fill the box to a concentration so that when the mink are placed into it, they should be knocked unconscious.
Some mink farms have a different approach. You may have noticed that some brands claim their mink fur is cruelty-free. Their reasoning is the mink fur is collected through natural shedding or brushing the animal. Some brands even claim their minks are kept in free-range farms. At first glance, this sounds humane because no animal is being put down to gather fur. However, if you take a closer look at the lifestyle of a mink, you'll notice it's not a safe environment. According to Wildlife Land Trust, mink are solitary and territorial animals, meaning they live alone and will protect their land from other mink and animals. In Defense of Animals further explains, males and females only meet once a year to mate and then go their separate ways. If mink were actually farmed in a free-range restricted area, they would likely attack each other until they pass, so the claim of a free-range mink fur farm is absurd. Furthermore, mink are known to attack humans. This makes it hard for many animal rights activists to believe that mink farmers are simply brushing the fur off ferocious minks. So you can see, minks don't have humane living conditions, and brands may be misinformed about the farming practices. Another big issue is Billie's inconsistency with her values and actions. Billie advocates for animal rights, but represents fashion brands who use animals in their clothing. Billie was seen wearing Fendi clothing in her interview for Jalouse Mag. Even though Fendi will likely go fur-free in the near future, they still use real animal fur and leather in their clothing. For example, this Fendi jacket is made out of lamb fur and lamb leather. Billie is also seen wearing clothing from Louis Vuitton in various Instagram photos. Louis Vuitton is a luxury brand that also uses real animal fur and leather in their clothing. For example, these LV gloves and hat are made from lambskin. While Billie isn't wearing fur or leather clothing from these brands, she's still indirectly supporting them by buying their clothing and advertising their brand in photos. Billie was very aggressive when she spoke about people who wear mink fur, so it's normal for people to expect her to have the same energy when it comes to her clothing choices. Billie does wear a lot of recycled and repurposed luxury items. For example, these are pieces that were repurposed by a craftsman and sold in the shop Kokiko. This doesn't change the fact that some luxury brands source from animal farms, but it does open the conversation about sustainable clothing. Clothing often gets trashed when it's no longer needed, so instead of creating more waste, it helps the environment to recycle or repurpose clothing for someone else. So, what if you want to ditch animal fur? What are the alternatives? For clothing, the common, more affordable alternative is faux fur, which is made from polyester, a synthetic fiber. You still get the stylish look from the shiny-looking fibers without harming any animals. The only downside is, polyester isn't an eco-friendly material. According to Green Living Online, polyester is made from petroleum, which is a byproduct of processing oil. This can contribute to habitat loss for animals because pollution can make the environment toxic for certain species. If you don't mind ditching the look of animal fur, you could make the switch to eco-friendly and cruelty-free wool or cashmere. Similar to fur coats and slippers, wool and cashmere attire is durable and keeps you warm. However, it's important to keep in mind that we don't know what really happens behind closed doors. In the past, there have been countless undercover investigations that revealed the cruel conditions of farms. So, if a company isn't being transparent or gives vague answers about how their materials are sourced, it may be a red flag. Here are some brands that are very transparent about how they care for their sheep and obtain their wool. Izzy Lane is a British luxury ethical brand that sells cruelty-free wool clothing. They allow their sheep to live out their lives in peace and obtain the wool without harming them. Nadam is a clothing brand that sells 100% brushed cashmere. This means they don't shear the goats, which is stressful for them. Instead, they hand comb the goats. Ariana Bowling is a clothing brand that sells slippers made from cruelty-free alpaca fur. The soles are made from alpaca hide that have passed due to natural causes. The alpaca are never harmed during their lifetime. Furthermore, wool and cashmere have added benefits. Writer Jennifer Cardila explains, wool is also biodegradable, and the lifespan of wool is much longer than many other fabrics, such as fast fashion cotton. Cashmere is also biodegradable and can be recycled and reused. And if you really can't give up real fur and leather, shopping vintage is a great option. Purchasing used clothing is sustainable and not as harmful to the environment. What about animal fur in the beauty industry? What are the alternatives to mink lashes? According to eyelash extension studio Perfect You, mink lashes were the thinnest lashes on the market up until 2013. Mink lashes built a good reputation because bloggers said they are the lightest and fluffiest. The truth is, you're overpaying and there are better alternatives. Perfect You explains there is now better technology for synthetic lashes, and you can still get the mink look by asking your eyelash technician for that style. The technician will choose the right curl, weight, and color to give you the look and feel of mink eyelashes, but with the consistent quality and durability of synthetic. Furthermore, mink lashes are not the lightest lashes on the market as some bloggers claim. Perfect You explains that mega volume lashes are the lightest lash in the industry. Mega volume lashes are synthetic and made from ultra-thin strands of nylon. If you can't afford eyelash extensions, you can also find synthetic lashes online for a relatively affordable price. If you are environmentally conscious, you can shop human hair or recycled synthetic lashes. True Glue is an eyelash brand that sells natural lash adhesive, human hair lashes, and recycled synthetic lashes. And if you really like the look of mink lashes, you can also purchase faux mink lashes. They are synthetic fibers that are styled to look like mink lashes. Overall, Billie is using her large platform to speak about controversial matters, and that takes a lot of courage. Matters like these encourage her young fans to be more conscious of their decisions, like buying synthetic fur or ethically sourced fur. If you're ever unsure about the product you're buying, make sure to do your own research about how the materials are sourced. Billie may not be perfect, supporting brands that are known to source from unethical fur and animal farms. But just like anyone else, we have to start somewhere and work our way to our goals. What do you think about this story? Have you thought about shopping ethically? Let me know in the comments below.